as Rick Carlisle was exiting, which, I mean, he resigned almost immediately after the Mavs let go of Donnie Nelson as GM, who'd been with the organization. We talked about this over 20 years.
Sure.
Rick Carlisle said his suggestion for the next basketball coach of the Dallas Mavericks was Jason Kidd. Just that he thought he would vibe very well with Luka. And you can see it here. The Mavs hired Jason Kidd and named Nico Harrison as general manager.
There you go.
So Nico Harrison was an executive at Nike. He was in charge of scouting talent for shoe deals and things along the like. So to me, this feels a little bit like the Lakers hiring of Rob Pelinka, who was a player agent for a long time. This is kind of, we know Mark Cuban. He's a pretty eccentric guy. And, he's willing to take risks. And I think maybe he sees what the Lakers did, that is, which, by the way, Kidd was an assistant for the Lakers the last 2 years under Frank Vogel. And Mark Cuban is willing to take a chance here. We'll see if it pays off like it did for the Lakers. I kind of like the outside the box thinking. Sure. We know that Jason Kidd overall, he coached, I believe, just one season. Yeah, one season with the Nets. Barely had a winning record. And then there was this weirdness that I think he felt he was going to be let go, or things were just changing in Brooklyn. And so the Bucks traded. He had some connections with Milwaukee. The Bucks traded 2 second-round picks, and he goes to the Bucks for 4 seasons. He's kind of been credited, Jason Kidd that is, as having developed Giannis as more of a ball handler. You could say nowadays, I mean, Bill Simmons had a take that Giannis needs to be playing at center. That's his ultimate destiny. So you could argue for that. You could argue that Kidd maybe hindered Giannis's development. You could also maybe argue that Kidd was very responsible for the rise of Giannis as an individual star in the league, as kind of that MVP character, because he, in putting Giannis in that position, got Giannis's assists up and things like that, established him as more of a ball handler. So overall, though, a losing record in Milwaukee, overall a losing record as a head coach, just barely. A lot of people are not happy about this hiring with Jason Kidd. Part of that is his past and some legal trouble he got into, of course, that honestly was terrible. And a lot of people also, aside from that, are saying that this is just a bad basketball move. But what are your feelings on Jason Kidd, just point blank, as the Mavericks coach heading into this?
Hate this hire. I don't understand it. I think he's a weak coach. Just from a record standpoint, I get why they did it. He's kind of in the family, right? He played in Dallas.
Yeah.
He has a huge connection to that community, to that team. On paper, it makes sense. What you mentioned with Giannis, he can maybe work some magic. It would really, Luka, I don't think needs it, but you know what I mean? Just being that mentor for Luka. So I get it why they did it, but I think this is a terrible hire. I would have gone from a pure basketball standpoint, either with somebody like a Chauncey Billups. I know it's insane to me how Mark Jackson has not gotten a coaching job in the NBA. I don't understand. Like, he's right there. Like, and it's not said he doesn't want to coach. So it's baffling to me. If Mark Jackson was like truly available to make it worth his while, I just don't know why they wouldn't put a feeler out to him. Even if he was like, hey, I hate coaching. I don't know. It's just a situation which you see what Jason Kidd's record is, and you see where this team is with the Dallas Mavericks. If, again, talking purely basketball, the Mavericks were just, a really underachieving team in terms of, they were not even in the contention for the play-in tournament, not even a playoff contending team. I could see Jason Kidd as kind of like, hey, he's had some playoff experience, for the next level. It's a good hire. But, Luka is a generational player. I think we agree on that, right? Like, I don't know why we're playing games here with hiring Jason Kidd. I just think this is a waste of time. So I hate this hire. And then you add in the fact of his past, which we'll talk about it with Chauncey Billups. I think they go kind of hand in hand. It rubs me in the wrong way that it has not been addressed.
Well, and this is an organization that just had front office issues along the same lines. Some harassment allegations, things like that.
You're
so
right.
From a PR perspective, I understand some of the backlash.
From a PR standpoint, it's just like, what are you doing? And from a basketball standpoint, same thing. So if I'm a Mavericks fan, I'm despising this. But we'll see. Maybe I'm proven wrong from a basketball standpoint.